You know how important is for emerging countries who are trying to make a mark in international level, like Oman cricket, to have such kind of cricket on a daily basis, so that.
Well, you see some of the names that have turned up here, some of the names that are in Oman, and I mean, I've never been to Oman. I don't know how many of the players have been to Oman, so for them to have familiar faces here in the country, on their cricket stadium, people are able to see them, speak to them, hear from them. I think that growing the game of cricket is really important. So to be able to do that here is something that's our responsibility to deliver on.
You said India being a powerhouse in cricket. Now after this, sudden change in the power, like Virat Kohli is with this captaincy, how do you see India?
India's a fabulous team. They really are. I think it's very difficult to judge all international sportsmen, all Premier League footballers, all sportsmen around the world having to play through a pandemic. I think it's very unfair to be too harsh and too critical, because you have a look at a Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli needs crowds. Virat Kohli gets his juices going. He's an entertainer. So people who are critical of the modern day sportsmen are, I think, foolish, because these bubbles are very hard to play in. I've been in a couple of bubbles in the commentaries in broadcast. They're very hard, incredibly difficult, and we are under no pressure. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like for players, and also for the entertainers. I mean, I look at it from my perspective. If I was being told that for 2 years I'm going to play with no crowds, hardly anybody watching, I mean, as a batter, I fed off the energy of the crowd. And there are a lot of those players in football and rugby and golf, tennis. A lot of players have suffered over the last 2 years, and it's supposed to be the greatest job in the world, and it is the greatest job in the world. But when you put them in bubbles for as long as you put them in the bubbles, it's certainly not the greatest job in the world, because they're no fun.
So what do you see Indian cricket heading now? We don't have a captain, regular captain is here, there is a World Cup coming.
Well, mate, I love Rahul Dravid, good friend of mine. So I'm looking forward to watching his progress with the national side. He's done wonders for the youngsters. So I'm looking forward to watching him and seeing him progress with the senior players.
Do you think KL Rahul will be a good captain, or Rohit Sharma also?
I like Rohit Sharma, I like KL Rahul. I think you're spoiled for choice.
Or Rishabh Pant,
Rishabh Pant, not yet. Maybe one day, yes, but not yet. When you've got Rohit Sharma and you've got KL Rahul, you've got some mighty fine cricketers. I mean, I've always loved the hitman. Rohit's a fabulous player. I've always watched him and thought that every time he's batting, I've got to watch. And his captaincy is great for the Mumbai Indians too. So, I mean, he's probably next in line.